Alright, yo, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Jamal. Let's get into it. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Samsung Z Fold 3 and how it's been in my first week and a half having it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the battery life. The battery life has been really good. I haven't really had any issues with it. The phone has been able to last about 5 hours of screen on time, and it's able to last me from morning to the end of my day. No problems. I'm not really worried about the phone dying on me and things like that. The battery has held up really nice, and I feel like it gets better and better. The next thing I want to talk about is the screen visibility when using it outside. So the screen brightness has improved a lot over the last year's phone, the Z Fold 2, and I haven't really had many issues using the phone outside or when I'm on the bus traveling, like the sun is coming through the window. I haven't really had too many issues, being able to see the screen, whether that's the main screen on the inside or the outer display, the smaller one. I haven't really had too many issues with that. So the screen brightness overall has improved, and that's a bonus. It's been really good using this so far. The next thing I want to talk about is the cameras. So in my week and a half using this phone so far, the cameras are not amazing. Like, they're not S21 Ultra quality, or they're not on that level, but the cameras are still pretty good and they're still usable, and it's still fun to use overall. Like, this phone is very versatile in what it can do, like, propping it up as a mini tripod because of the hinge, or using the main cameras as your selfie camera. There's so many different things you can do with this phone, and because of that, it's been fun using it. And it's an Android device, right? So you can have pro video modes, pro photography modes, so you can do so many different things with it. And because of that, the cameras is going to be fun regardless of whether it's amazing or not. And yeah, so I've been having a good time using this camera. It's not the best of all smartphones, but it's usable, it's good, and I've been enjoying that. Flex mode is something that it's a gimmick that can be useful in some ways, but I haven't really been using it too much, and I'm looking forward to figuring out different things and different use cases for it. But as of right now, flex mode hasn't really impacted my daily usage of the phone or workflow or anything like that. So flex mode is cool, but haven't really used it too much so far. Another thing that I haven't used too much while having this phone so far is the new taskbar that they've added in the software. And when I saw that in the announcement videos and stuff like that, I was really excited for it because I felt like it would improve multitasking and improve workflow on this phone, improve your efficiency when you're doing work. But I haven't really used it so far that much. I'm kind of surprised that I haven't really used it that much because of how cool this feature is. But the reasons why I haven't really used it is because, like, when you pin the taskbar to your screen, it kind of takes up screen real estate and it makes apps and everything appear smaller. So now you're going from like this already weird aspect ratio to a more square one on the bigger screen, and it's just it's a little bit weird. And sometimes I'd rather just be fully immersed into the content that I'm working with or viewing or using. And so I don't really use the pin taskbar that much, but hopefully I use it more and more as I start to do more work oriented things and stuff like that. It's really nice when you do use it. Like, you can just tap an app and it will come up, or tap another app and it will open up. But I feel like they can do small things to make it feel more better to use, if that makes sense. Especially when you're using it in portrait mode, like, it can kind of make the screen feel pretty cramped. So yeah, I don't really use the new taskbar that they've added to the phone. So speaking on the new taskbar, I'm gonna talk about multitasking. So multitasking has been really good on this phone, as you would expect for a phone with a screen this big. But even though it's good, I rarely do like three apps on the screen at once, like triple screen splits, because I find that having 3 apps is cool and stuff like that. You can do different things with it, but when you have a third app, it's like one of them is always going to be super tiny and small, and it's just not that nice on the screen. It depends on the app. Like, certain apps you can kind of put them in that small box because you're just looking at it and you're not really trying to interact with it. But if you're trying to interact with that app, then having that small app is not that beneficial. So what I normally do is I have 2 apps on split screen, and then I'll have like 1 app on top of those apps in the floating window. So that way it's like, I can manipulate that box how I want it to be. So I can make it smaller, I can make it big whenever I want, I can close it, minimize it, and then it's just in the little bubble floating on the screen. And yeah, I find that so much better than having 3 apps in split screen on the phone. The next thing I want to talk about is the S Pen. The S Pen has been great. I use it for navigation, I use it for random drawing, and I use it mostly for editing photos. So whenever I'm making like thumbnails or just editing photos that I take, I use the S Pen for that, and it's been good. I really enjoy this S Pen. and it's a nice addition to have on this big phone screen. It makes it really feel like a tablet, so that's good. The outer display has been, you know, way more enjoyable with the 120 hertz for me personally. I don't mind the slim aspect ratio, and I don't have any problems typing on it. So yeah, those are not things that like I'm gonna complain about. I think the way that the phone is slim on the outside and when it's closed, it makes the phone easier to hold. It makes it easier to go in your pocket. So those are some compromises that I personally don't mind, and having the 120 hertz makes it like that much more enjoyable and just feels smooth and fun and continuous, you know, from your experience on the bigger screen. It makes it feel like this is one phone, one device. But on the Z Fold 2, it was kind of like two separate devices. It's like, you know, you close the screen and then it's like you feel the difference, like the 60 hertz difference, and it kind of makes you feel like I don't even want to use the small screen. But now it's like I don't mind using the small screen at all, because like I said, it's a consistent experience with the bigger screen in terms of like just using it, and even just multitasking on the outer display. No problems with that. Like sometimes I might be comparing crypto prices from one app to another app, or I'll be looking at my portfolio on the top, and then, you know, have the calculator at the bottom, and I'm calculating different things. So multitasking on the outer display is not bad at all. Even though it's a smaller screen, you can still get some things done. And with the 120 hertz, it makes it feel way more smooth and just doable, you know. Sometimes with the 60 hertz and Samsung software, it can feel like I don't even want to use this outer display because it just feels so clunky and slow and glitchy. But this has been good so far. And then next I want to talk about the durability. The durability so far has been really good. I haven't seen any scratches on my device so far. The screens, they still look good. You know, they have their screen protectors that they came with, so look good. There's not really any scratches and stuff like that. And the fact that this phone has water resistance really makes it a lot more comfortable to use the phone in almost any environment if it's not dusty. Like, I'm not scared of water getting on it. A few times water or liquid spilled onto this phone and I wasn't scared, you know. I was like, oh damn, there's water in my phone, but I gotta go clean it off. You know, I wasn't like, oh shoot, it's gonna break. Yeah, so that's been really good. Durability is really nice this far. If you are curious about like how it will do under like extreme stress and like unrealistic situations and scenarios, then go check out Jerry Rig Everything. You know, he takes apart the phones and he tests the durability and stuff like that. And yeah, just watching those videos, you really see how Samsung has engineered this phone to be really strong. Yeah, and even stronger than a lot of other like normal form factor phones, which is crazy. But overall, the phone has been really fun. I haven't really had any issues with it yet, and I'm still learning and trying to, you know, integrate it into my workflow and things like that. So as I learn the phone, I'm going to keep making these updates and, you know, inform the people who are interested in this phone. Maybe they want to buy it in the future, maybe they have it and they want to learn. Whatever it is, I'm just gonna keep making these updates and track the progress and how this phone does over time. And yeah, so that's basically it. Thank you for watching this video. If you watched to the end, then thank you so much. And if you really enjoy this content, then please consider subscribing so that way the channel can continue to thrive and do more. But yeah, that's it for now. We out. Peace.